Hi my friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. We are your home for Caribbean weather. Great to see you on this Monday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. A lot to get into in this video. We have some areas of heavy rain and flooding concerns. Winds are picking up and marine interests. There's a lot of advisories currently in effect. So we'll start the video with a tropical wave right now that's currently in the Caribbean. Now, it's still May, but we actually have 3 tropical waves in our surface analysis. The one in the Caribbean is in the Southwest Caribbean. It has interacted with our surface trough, our monsoon trough here, and it's producing some locally heavy rain in the Western Caribbean. It's also basically kind of married itself to this trough, this dashed line that extends back into the Western Atlantic, and along that axis is where we're seeing the most active weather on this Monday. Another tropical wave is about ready to enter the Eastern Caribbean from the Western Atlantic Basin, and yet another tropical wave has emerged off of the West African coast. This is pretty unusual to have this many waves in the area in May. That being said, again, it's the bark worse than the bite, right? These waves have much drier air associated with them. They're moving by very quickly. They are producing some areas of locally heavy rain, but they're not the kind that is going to be developing into anything tropical. That being said, there's still some flooding concerns across the area for today with our trough axis. So let's get right into that story right now. This was a feature that both the GFS and the European models picked up on last week, and I showed you that in Friday's video, and you can see it playing out. So you have this broad spin in the western side of the Atlantic. Look at the showers and storms breaking out all the way from the northwest side of the Bahamas through the Turks and Caicos, portions of Cuba, getting back down towards Hispaniola. Showers and storms are developing in portions of southwest Florida as well, from Vero Beach down towards Miami, locally heavy showers and storms. Rain breaking out right now over Grand Bahama, the Freeport, Lucaya areas. On this side of the low, everything is moving from east to west, so it's trying to push on towards the Florida coast, where last week everything was moving west to east. So a couple of scattered showers and storms could develop over the Abacos, move on over Grand Bahama. Showers and storms, locally heavy rain. Gusty winds over Nassau, New Providence. Had a nearly 40-mile-an-hour wind gust earlier in the day there at the airport. San Andros and over towards Andros Town. Scattered showers over Eleuthera. Fair amount of lightning. Boaters, be cautious with this situation. I'm going to take off the satellite imagery so you just see the locally heavy rain that's outside right now. So let me drop that off, and you're just going to look at the rain. Showers and storms will continue, then drop their way back down. And again, look at all of the lightning strikes. Now I'm going to put back on the infrared satellite imagery here, and you'll just see again on this side of the Bahamas, central, southern side of the Bahamas, the storms are developing, not moving much. If anything, just kind of drifting at the hour. And again, pockets of heavy rain. Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key. It's been a little bit drier, Exuma, Long Island, but a few thunderstorms are breaking out. Locally heavy downpours over the Acklands. My iguana has been hammered today on over towards Anagua and then the Caicos and Grand Turk. Thunderstorms in the vicinity. We do have, again, when you look at the bottom of your screen, some marine issues here. Some for portions of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, but there's a lot of areas right now that are going to have some elevated sea conditions. Now you follow the thunderstorms where they're really, again, breaking out at the hour across Cuba. And again, we follow that dashed line, if you will, all the way back down into the southwest side of the Caribbean. This is allowing better thunderstorms to develop today over Jamaica. It's still going to favor the central and the western sides of the island, but from Mandeville, Maypen, on over towards Black River, Treasure Beach, Cambridge, Montego Bay, Lucy, Negril, Falmouth areas, we're getting some locally heavy downpours. I'm not going to rule out a few thunderstorms developing on the eastern side of the island on over towards Kingston and Linstead. If nothing else, very windy conditions. Could be a quick passing shower here, maybe a rumble of thunder. The large wave and strong wind advisory is back into effect for the nearshore and offshore waters of the southern coastline of Jamaica. You'll see that in our impact statements scrolling at the bottom of your screen. They're filled today with a lot of marine issues, but also some potential flooding issues, including right here in the Dominican Republic. A lot of the DR today, including the greater Santo Domingo area, under advisories for locally heavy downpours and flooding. They can get a couple of inches of rain here, and that it's going to be all the way from Puerto Plata and the Samana Peninsula down to Santo Domingo under that weather advisory for today. And again, you'll see that at the bottom of your screen. Scattered showers and storms breaking out right now in the northwest side of Haiti as well. And again, just in this area, the weather is active. The storms are slow moving. We've had very gusty winds, 25, 30, even 40 miles an hour from time to time. You get as far east as Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and we're just on the edge of the impact of that trough. Showing you the visible satellite imagery. First of all, the numbers on your screen, those are all wind gusts in miles an hour. So it's been another breezy day across Puerto Rico. There's a small craft advisory for the offshore Atlantic waters for the Virgin Islands and the northern side of Puerto Rico. And again, scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder trying to develop at the hour. They're not going to be as widespread as areas to the west, but I can show you the live radar here out of Puerto Rico, and you can see a few scattered showers off the coastal waters towards Christiansted, St. Croix, Vieques, Culebra, St. Thomas has had some decent showers roll across the area. This activity today is moving mainly east to west with the easterlies. A few scattered showers just off of the coastal waters of San Juan. A little bit better rain right now, Ulti Alto on over towards Bahamas. And again, this will push across the Mona Passage there and then back towards Punta Cana and La Romana, aiding in the better shower and thunderstorm chances in these spots. And again, locally heavy downpours are likely within some of this activity. Okay, we'll go back out to the broader perspective here, put this back into motion, swing on over to the eastern side of our area. Notice that we have mid-level winds out of the southwest. It's trying to pull some moisture in. Low-level easterlies out there. Winds have been strong in some areas like Martinique today. They've had 35-mile-an-hour winds. Several small craft advisories in effect for a fair amount of the eastern side here of our area. Antigua, St. Bart's, 25, 30-mile-an-hour breezes is going to kick up some, again, very strong winds, mainly on the eastern and the northern sides of the islands. You're going to want to find the sheltered spots for small craft. Better shower chances today. Places like Guadeloupe, Dominica, and Martinique, where the southwest mid-level winds are interacting with the low-level easterlies. The moisture overall is still shallow for today, but there's a little bit better chance in these spots. And you can see that on the IR the IR imagery here of the satellite, with again passing showers in this area. This is the mid-level flow, but some of the showers are still moving from east to west at the lower levels. But just to show you again that there's just a little bit more moisture quality here overall for today. Barbados has some problems with the swells, so marine niches in Barbados, keep that in mind. SVG, Grenada, on over towards Trinidad and Tobago. Again, a couple of scattered showers here. We did have a wind advisory earlier today for TNT, but that has been allowed to be discontinued at the hour. Still some breezy conditions across the ABC Islands as well. And again, locally heavy downpours across portions of Panama. So overall, when we look again back at the weather headlines, you're seeing many areas of marine concerns. This is likely to continue the next several days. I'm going to show you the marine forecast coming up, but you're going to see some elevated sea conditions through a lot of our area. Now you see Panama City's 5-day forecast right there. This is a spot that will continue to get the opportunity here for 2 to 3 inches of rain on a daily basis, 50 to 75 millimeters. Portions of Costa Rica included in that. I was really more hopeful that some of this moisture, especially with our tropical wave and our monsoon trough, would lift a little bit farther north. It has not materialized as of yet. So areas north of here, well, guess what? We're still on the drier side through most of Central America. Look at the temperatures building in for today. Roatan, 91. San Ignacio, 97, 99, 100. Last time I checked before I came on, they were at 97. So they've jumped up to 100 Fahrenheit for today. There's a small craft advisory as well off the coastal areas of Belize for nearshore and offshore waters. Winds are going to be a little bit on the gustier side. It's kicking up some of the sea conditions. Scattered showers could redevelop across Cancun and Cozumel, but generally speaking, it's been a little bit quieter day for them today, and I expect that to continue. In Merida and places off towards the west, temperatures for actual daytime highs are going to be at or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit over the next several days. Okay, friends, as we move on, I do appreciate you guys taking a quick second and subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button for me as well. Again, we're back with these all new forecast videos, so I appreciate you guys doing so. It means a lot to the channel. Going to drop off the 5-day forecast. I'm going to bring on the marine forecast now, and if you're new, again, this is going to give you your marine interest forecast for over 25 areas for the next 2 days. You get your tidal information, and you get those maximum wave heights and your water temperatures as well. Back over to our weather headlines. What's the next headline to talk about? Well, we're going to look at our tropical outlook for the week. It's May. We're not yet into hurricane season, but the National Hurricane Center is giving tropical outlooks this time of the year. overall, things are going to be very quiet. You can see through the Atlantic Basin that even though we have our two tropical waves out here, there's not a lot of moisture associated with either of them. Looking at the water vapor imagery, all of the red that you see is drier air. Now, the Saharan dust has been concentrated in some areas, but I mentioned it in last week's video. There's not going to be overall as much concentration of Saharan dust this week. So that means that we're going to have a little bit better rain chance and hopefully not any issues for those with respiratory issues. Doesn't mean we're not going to get some hazy sunshine from time to time because of some of that dust coming in, but I don't expect it to be very thick and very concentrated and lasting long in most spots. Otherwise, again, this is a non-tropical trough, right, that's spinning out there. There's always a possibility as we push towards the first part of June that this could try and develop into a subtropical system, but I don't expect that to happen. However, it's still going to be a locally heavy rainfall maker for many of our areas here over the next couple of days, and you saw that in the 5-day forecast as well. So let's get into the rain outlook, and as I do so, I'm going to bring back on the headlines, and let's talk about the areas that are likely to see a heavy rain chance. So first time in a while here, we're looking at a couple of spots where rain could stay very concentrated over the next few days. And it's the areas that I have been highlighting in today's video. Because this trough doesn't move much, locally heavy downpours are still possible through Wednesday through a lot of the Bahamas, especially the southeast Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, portions of Cuba, Hispaniola, including Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Not right now expecting that to swing as far south as Jamaica or the Cayman Islands, but areas like Grand Cayman and Kingston and Negril and Montego Bay will have a slightly higher chance overall than what we've seen, but certainly Havana on over towards Santiago de Cuba, rain chances are going to be much more prolific. On the eastern side of our area, we're still likely to see the easterlies be the dominant factor. The trough is a little bit too far north and west, so scattered showers will continue to develop in these spots. Again, in the 5-day forecast, few areas 30 to a 40% chance, but others 60, maybe even up to 70 towards the end of the week. I do expect heat to kind of be tempered down by some of the rain developing over places like San Juan and Fajardo, including St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John, Virgin Gorda, Road Town Tortola, and Anegada. Scattered showers, fast moving, still not going to add up to a ton of rain every day. Still many dry hours and locations across the Antilles, but Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, St. Bart, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis. Rain chances here will actually improve a little bit as we get towards Wednesday and Thursday, and especially towards the latter part of the week. Again, where we've had some decent rain today, like Guadeloupe, Dominica, and Martinique, rain chances will stay on the somewhat elevated side. And as you can see, the marine interest here in the eastern side of the area is going to be on the elevated conditions as well. We're likely to have additional marine issues for Tuesday and Wednesday. Scattered showers here, and again, swells are an issue in Barbados, SVG, Grenada, trying to get a few more showers back over Trinidad. We're talking about these islands, but there are still some parts of these islands that have been absolutely bone dry. So getting just even a little bit better chance of moisture in here is a good thing. ABC Islands are still mainly dry, mainly breezy, and still some elevated sea conditions across Curacao and portions of Aruba as well. Boaters take precautions. Swimmers be aware of the rip current risk. Heavier rain near our monsoon trough. Look at the flow coming in. This is, again, concerns for Panama on over towards Costa Rica. The models are still trying to lift this moisture north. It didn't really materialize last week as I hoped, but I'm still expecting to try and pull in a few shower chances as we get into the northern sides of Honduras by the end of the week. I still don't have a lot of rain for Roatan, Utila, and Guanaja. Maybe a few more showers toward the end of the week for the Belize City and Orange Walk areas, and scattered showers for Quintana Roo, although rain chances will actually be going down a bit over Cancun and Cozumel. Up the road to the central and the northern sides of the Bahamas. Now look, scattered rain will continue the next couple of days. It is area dependent. Central Bahamas, a little bit better chance than the northern and northwest. Even Freeport, Lucaya, Grand Bahama, and Walker's Key is actually likely to be a little bit drier than the New Providence area for today. And if you do live in Florida, the wet season has returned. The sea breeze showers and thunderstorms are coming in with the easterlies coming off of the northwest side of the Bahamas and pushing some rain back towards the peninsula. And it's just going to get wet and stormier. Bermuda is just too far to the north. Most of the rain is likely to move a little bit to the south as that trough begins to eventually dissipate. Looking at precip totals over the next several days, again, you're going to have some bullseyes here of locally heavy downpours. Places like Cat Island and the Exuma area, Rum Key, San Salvador, Long Island, even up towards Eleuthera, so kind of the eastern sides here. Probably kicking up some sea conditions for the Atlantic waters as well. There's the heavier rainfall over portions of Cuba. Several inches of rain expected there. It's good to see a little bit more of a bullseye, not just along the coastline in Jamaica, but a little bit more inland. We can take a look at the actual rainfall here over the next few days. If we can get a few spots over an inch of rain, we'll take it. If we can get 25 to 50 millimeters, that's a good thing. Again, spots of some of the higher terrain of Hispaniola, likely to get several inches of rain from Santo Domingo to the Samana Peninsula. Locally heavy downpours on a consistent basis the next couple days could lead to some of that flooding threat. And although it's not as concentrated across areas of the eastern side of our area, hoping to at least get a little bit better rain chance overall. Hey, make sure you guys email me, mymeteomundo@gmail.com, if you want to send me a picture or video. I certainly appreciate that as well. If you are going to send me a picture or video, just do me a favor, limit the videos to under 20 seconds. Of course, please include your name and where the picture or video is from. So taking a look at the wave heights across the area, and we'll look at where I do expect there to continue to be some elevated conditions. I really think all the windward side of the Antilles likely to see some elevated seas the next few days. Still going to be churned up. Would not surprise me if the large wave and strong wind advisory continues for the southern coastline of Jamaica, other marine interests in the ABC Islands, Belize, the Bay Islands of Honduras, the coastal areas of Central America, looking a little bit better across the Bahamas over the next few days. Rip current risk will likely stay on the moderate side, but wave heights shouldn't be extremely significant. So again, kind of wrapping up what I expect. Locally heavy downpours through portions of the area continue through the remainder of this Monday and likely the next couple of days. If you've been impacted, let me know in the comments section below. Always watching the tropics, but at this point in time, the next 7 days do look quiet, and we'll watch for those marine issues to continue with fresh easterlies that will continue to drive in some quick passing showers outside of the areas of where this trough sits. Friends, thanks for taking a quick second, hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel. You got a question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. You have a great rest of your day, and I'm back tomorrow with the latest forecast. Until then, take care.